All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are 2 for 2 today. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. And as with every DLC that goes live for this game, there will also be a pretty large patch update releasing alongside it as well. So after the trailer dropped this morning for Daima DLC character pack, well, I can't even really just say character pack now since we finally got a new stage, but alongside that DLC trailer that dropped this morning, about an hour or two afterwards, there was also a patch note update that released on the Bandai Namco official website as well. So this is going to read Dragon Ball Sparking Zero patch note September 22nd 2025, and this should be when early access goes live if I'm not mistaken, since the DLC itself goes live for the general public on the 24th, right? But down below here, this is going to say thank you for playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. The new patch is planning to be released on September 21st 3 p.m. PDT. To ensure the best possible Dragon Ball Sparking Zero experience, please apply the latest update file. Target platforms, as always, going to be PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and this is going to be version 2014.013. A lot of numbers. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys, since I haven't really been on Sparking Zero as much as I used to as of late. A lot of the things that they might address here, could possibly not be too familiar with. So if there are things that you guys notice that are gonna make a huge difference in the gameplay that maybe I don't call out myself, or things that are absent from this most recent patch update that you think should be addressed here, let me know down below in the comments, because I think at this point it's pretty safe to say that Bandai, these videos at least come across somebody's desk over at Bandai from the way things have been working out as of recently. Not saying that, the devs just straight up watch my videos, but I feel like there's a pretty decent chance that there's an ear to the street somewhere in Bandai, and these types of videos do make it across somebody's desk at least. So let's get into the general changes. Stages: added the first Demon World stage. This is, probably, in my opinion, probably one of the best things, if not the best thing, outside of the characters at least. Even including the characters, I feel like this is the one of the best signs from the most recent DLC, or I guess free update. As we can see now, this is just going to be a general update in the latest patch. I feel like this means that they're at least listening to us and they know what we want, even though it is only one stage and there's a million other things that we would like added to the game. This at least being added in the last DLC, I feel like we've been asking for this for months, and somebody had to hear our cries, right? They knew that we wanted this stage in particular to come with this DLC. So now moving forward, we just need those other stages like Hell from the Fusion Reborn movie, Kami's Lookout, maybe even Kame House, Master Roshi's house. What else? I can't even think of other things off the top of my head right now. It's been a long day already with the trailer dropping and everything like that. I just put my videos out there and hope that somebody, high up the chain sees them, and maybe they take some of the community's feedback into consideration, right? So next is going to be changes to single battles. They're changing single battles again. Okay, characters who recover health upon transformation will no longer do so. Yo, it's cooked for Frieza, bro. Let's go. I actually like this because this was a way for single battles to get stalled out, even though they tried to address the stalling in matches a little bit in the past couple of updates. But this is something that even when they had the change to all characters having the same health values in single battles, when they made that change in the last update, or I think it might have been the update before last, this was something that a lot of us pointed out right away. Like, characters who recover health through transformations, they're just instantly buffed now. So next is going to be characters who can transform or receive a permanent attack power buff when transforming using a skill stock. This buff is removed when reverting the transformation. Okay, so characters who can transform and receive a permanent health. Okay, so I kind of see where they're going for here. They want to, the way they're trying to balance out single battles seems like they want this to be the more competitive mode, and it doesn't look like they did anything to DP battles. So it seems like they're putting a lot of their attention towards singles, since I guess honestly this is probably the more entertaining mode to watch, since they don't last too long, and there's just, not a lot of stalling can be done anymore. They addressed a lot of the stalling going on with singles, so I'm glad they're at least doing that. I don't really know how to properly address the stalling in DP battles, since you can still, they took away the damage scaling, so you can just straight up nuke somebody now, and the characters at low DP are a lot weaker than the characters at high DP, so they really want you to focus on picking the more powerful characters to try and have smaller teams. It seems like they don't want people to go into DP battle with, you know, a team of 5 or a team of 4 anymore. They want you to put those fusions on your team. They want you to use UI Goku, the higher transformations in the game. So maybe this is just how it's going to be from now on. They're going to put a lot of the, you know, the more balanced changes, I guess, in singles battles, and kind of just let DP do what it does, just, you know, address some of the more annoying things that happen within DP, right? So next is going to be feature changes and adjustments. Options. Added an option for displaying the edge of the battle area. Oh, that's pretty cool. So no more annoying invisible walls and ceilings, I guess, allowing players to choose a method where the boundary appears when approaching it. Is this addressing the invisible walls and invisible ceilings? Because I feel like every video I've done on Sparking Zero, I've gotten cooked by that at least once. Like, it messes up your combos. It just makes fighting in the sky and fighting, I guess, on the outer, you know, outskirts of the stage really weird at some points. But if I'm misinterpreting this, let me know down below in the comments. But we're gonna move on now. Next is gonna be game mode changes and adjustments. What are they doing to episode and custom battle here? Adjusted the difficulty of some stages in accordance with the battle system adjustments. Okay. I guess this is something that needed to happen. I thought this would have just been like an automatic update that, you know, kind of just came with everything that they've been adjusting so far. But I mean, I guess if they have to explicitly say that this is being done, then sure. Next is going to be custom battle. Added more 2D cutscenes and text. Okay, so consistently adding things to custom battle. I like that. I think the last couple of updates have also added more 2D cutscenes and text to custom battle as well. But I myself am not a custom battle maniac, so I can't really tell you every specific thing that's been added. So next is going to be rank match. What are they doing for rank match? Is this season reset time again? Players will now receive a minimum of 50 points regardless of the difference in rank points. Okay, so they're making climbing a little bit easier, I guess, right? At the end of the season, players ranked 1st through 100 will receive a text title indicating their rank. All right, so now they're actually giving you incentive to grind to top 100 in rank. Is this gonna bring people back to actually grind Sparking Zero? I don't know. You guys have to let me know down below in the comments. Similarly, for character ranks, players ranked 1st through 100 will receive a text title indicating their rank at the end of the season. Okay, so you're getting a top 100 overall, and you're getting a top 100 for your character rank too. That's pretty cool. So this is kind of like how they do in Guilty Gear Strive. I also haven't played that game in a while, and I know I referenced that a lot, but they just, in my opinion, they do so many things well over there. That's why I love the game, and I put so many hours into it the first year. But now we're gonna have top 100 overall and top 100 per character, which is pretty cool. Now you kind of have the incentive to, even if you don't want to be top 100 global overall, you can at least try to be top 100 with your favorite character specifically. I know those Beast Gohan rankings and those UI Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta rankings are gonna be demonic, man. So good luck to you if you play any of those 3 characters and you're trying to grind the top 100 with them now. So next is going to be battle system changes and adjustments, and this is where you guys might have to help me a little bit. Let me know which of these changes in particular you think is going to make a huge difference in the gameplay of Sparking Zero. So short dash. Players can now perform another short dash immediately after starting one, but only once. Okay, so this is one of those changes where I'm gonna have to see what this looks like in game first. On paper, this sounds like really shiesty. Like, movement is already relatively good. You know, if you're good at movement in Sparking Zero, you can make some magic happen. But now adding another layer to short dash, this is gonna be really cool to see. I have to see. This is something that I'm gonna check out immediately when the patch goes live. This in particular, this sounds this sounds really like it can get really crazy, but we're gonna see. And when they say only once, I'm guessing that they mean, I guess instead of spamming this, you go into some type of recovery or something like that after you perform this action, but we'll see what happens when the patch goes live. Next, changes to ascent and descent. Increase the speed of ascent and descent at close range. Oh, this change right here is for me, man. Those people that just go sparking mode and fly right in my face, hey, I'm still gonna do this every time. And now I'm faster with doing this. Oh, you're cooked. Oh, you're cooked, man. So quick ascent and descent is gonna have an increased key consumption amount. Okay, well, I guess, I mean, you know, that's kind of a nerf to me as well, because when I do, you know, what I just said, hey, there's times where I just wait out the whole entire, you know, sparking mode. But I guess since we're, you know, gonna have increased key consumption on that, I'm gonna have to think of something else now. Hey, those people that I know people hate when you do that in during the Sparking Zero, what was it, the tournament that happened earlier this year, I think it was. this was something that people were actually doing in the tournament that was being, you know, displayed on stream, and people were not happy with this. But hey, how else are you supposed to combat people with instant sparking mode and people with unblockable sparking mode ults and things like that? You just got to get the hell out of there, right? All right, so next is going to be General Ultimate Blast. Reduce the damage reduction correction when hitting with Ultimate Blast during combos. This seems like it's worded kind of weird. Is this like another term for like damage scaling or something like that? This is something you guys have to let me know down below in the comments. Again, I haven't played Sparking Zero, you know, consistently in a little bit now, so some of these, you know, some of these terms and things like that, and some of the things that they're addressing, I might not be too up to speed on. So let me know down below in the comments. Key Blast Deflect. What did they do to my deflect, man? Players can now quickly perform smash attacks during Key Blast Deflect. Whoa. I feel like that's actually pretty good when people, so when I see a change like this, the thing that automatically comes to my mind is, let's say a character like Jiren that I don't think Jiren's probably don't even do this anymore. It's been a while since I've seen a Jiren do this, to me at least, but Jiren's will go sparking mode, right? Then they'll just drift towards you while, you know, spamming their Key Blast, and all you can really do is deflect. So now you have another option to not just sit there and deflect the whole time and you can't really do anything. Now I guess you can perform a smash attack out of your Key Blast deflect and kind of go back on offense and not just have to sit there against Jiren or against maybe a Broly or something that's doing that, where they just drift towards you, and once they get right in your face, they do their unblockable ult, right? So I think that's what this is addressing, maybe. So next is Super Counter. Ki will no longer automatically recover during Super Counter. Did they really need to change this with Super Counter? Because I feel like even though they've adjusted Super Counter in the past, and I think the last time they adjusted Super Counter, they made the timing window a little bit harder, right? Like the window is now even smaller. So with that being so difficult to pull off, do they really need to take away a benefit that you get for successfully getting a Super Counter? I don't know how I feel about this change in particular right now, but let's keep going. See-through. The follow-up attacks after a successful perception can now be charged by holding the perception button. You can, wow, okay. This is another thing that I'm gonna have to see in application. On paper, this sounds kind of wild, but I'm gonna have to see what this actually looks like in game before I say that, oh, that this is kind of busted or this is worthless. I don't know yet. I don't think this is gonna be worthless, but I'll have to see first. Sonic Sway fixed an issue where follow-up attacks after Sonic Sway could be guarded for some I thought that they already fixed this. Wasn't this something that they addressed in a previous patch? Maybe I'm crazy, but I could have sworn that this was an issue that they fixed in a previous patch, or at least that they said they fixed in a previous patch. But hopefully this is the end of that, you know, once and for all. Next is gonna be Revenge Counter. Okay, so this is like the bane of my existence in the past couple of patches, so hopefully they did something good here. Fixed an issue where the activation window for perception against Revenge Counter was shorter than intended. Yes, thank you, because there's been so many times where somebody Revenge Countered on me, and I promise to you, I put it on everything I love. I was holding down perception. I was literally holding it down, so I don't know how I missed the window. But now it seems like they made the window for perception against Revenge Counter a little bit larger, so hopefully that doesn't happen to me anymore. And it seems like, again, when I'm in certain animations, I think I said that before too, it felt like when I was in certain animations that got Revenge Countered, I couldn't percept. So maybe that will no longer be the case, but again, this is something that we're gonna have to see, you know, in action. Okay, next is gonna be guard breaks. Fixed an issue where smash attacks in the same direction could not break guards after a guard break. Okay, I don't think I've ran into this issue per se. Maybe I have, I just don't remember right off the top of my head, but if it was an issue that people were complaining about, I'm glad that it's getting addressed at least. Next is gonna be paralyzing smash Key Blast. No, leave these alone, bro. They're so, yo, Glorio, Cooler, oh my god, people don't even like play those characters too often. Just let them have their fun little gimmicks, man. Increased key consumption. I guess that's fine, right? Revenge Counter can now be used when hit from the front. I didn't know that you couldn't Revenge Counter these. Okay, see, I'm learning. I didn't know that you couldn't Revenge Counter these if your opponent was like super, well, I mean, I guess you could Revenge Counter it regardless, or maybe you couldn't, but I assumed you could, right? You just didn't get like the animation and something like that when they were, you know, relatively far away. I don't know why you would revenge counter this if your opponent wasn't right in front of your face. But anyways, hitting twice in a combo will now cause the opponent to be blown away instead of being paralyzed. Oh, you can't do the back-to-back paralyze anymore. That kind of, I mean, man, you gotta let some of the characters have their fun little gimmicks, man. I don't think this needed to be touched. I mean, I'm sure at a super high level, this is like game changing for you to have, but at the lower levels and in the casual settings, this is just a fun little gimmick, man. It is annoying, especially if they were gonna make a change with this, they could reduce the amount of time that you're paralyzed. I feel like that would have been okay, and they could have just left everything else the same. But let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about the paralyzing smash key blast change. Next is gonna be Tornado Slash. Fixed an issue when guarding could be inserted during Tornado Slash. Wow. I also don't think that that's an issue I've ever seen before, to my knowledge at least. But that definitely sounds like something that needed to be fixed. You're being able to guard mid combo during a Tornado Slash. Okay. So next, now we're gonna get into the character adjustments, and it looks like it's only one right now. Skill changes and adjustments. Dispo. Super maximum light speed mode. An icon will now be displayed during the effect duration. Key consumption for short dashes is reduced during the effect. I feel like this change in particular is really good for Dispo. That's kind of like his whole thing, right? So not killing his key for using short dashes during this animation, and also an icon being displayed. I guess that's, you know, a quality of life change right there. But the key consumption thing for his short dashes, I feel like that's a good change for him, right? So next is gonna be, oh, we have even more character changes and adjustments down here. Okay. Next is gonna be blast changes and adjustments. General unblockable rush blast can now be evaded using auto evasion skills such as after image technique. But guys, please stop buffing after image strike and after image period, man. Like, I know that this isn't a crazy, it might even be a crazy buff. I don't know. We have to see this be applied in game. But anything that buffs an after image technique in this game, I don't agree with, man. This could be the greatest change in the world. If it makes after image techniques better, I don't want it. All right, next is gonna be character changes slash adjustments. What did they do to Gogeta and Gogeta Blue? Increase the attack power of the smash key blast performed on the spot. Why are we making this guy stronger? Can somebody tell me that? Why are we making Super Gogeta stronger? Or not Super Gogeta, I guess Dragon Ball Super Gogeta, I should say. I don't think this guy needs any more buffs. That's just me though. They took away the damage scale and he hits like a freaking Mack truck now, as if he didn't already before. Yeah, I don't think we should be increasing the attack power of anything that he has. Next is gonna be Whis. Adjusted the blast overture to destruction to be less likely to hit opponents directly above or below. Is that no, that's not his symphonic thing, right? So is this his ult or his death beam move? I'm not too sure. I don't think I've ever picked Whis a single time in this game, so I'm not really too sure what his moves are called. But let me know down below in the comments if this is a good change for Whis. All right, so next, moving on to battle rules, and I think this might be the end of the patch notes right here. Fixed an issue where stepping out of bounds during battles with ring outs would not result in a ring out. Oh, that would make me so tight if I was playing a world tournament mode. Yeah, that's definitely something that needed to be addressed, because people will money match in world tournaments. So that not working as intended, oh my god, I would be so upset. And finally, an online match fixed an issue where the on-screen UI was sometimes not displayed. I'm surprised it took them this long to fix this, because this happened across systems. This happened to me on PC. This happens to me on PS5. I'm surprised that it took them this long to address this. I feel like this, something like this should have been a hot fix, right? Like, as soon as I saw complaints about this and people posting clips and things like that, and even me, like, this happens in a lot of my videos. It was a joke at first, but then it just started getting annoying, and I didn't even want to post that match because it was just weird, right? Like, it was kind of unfair to a certain extent. I don't even know if it was happening for my opponent or just me. And then sometimes when this issue happened, it would just crash the whole game. So why this wasn't a hot fix, I don't know, but at least it's getting addressed now. But that is going to do it for all of the patch notes. This is going to be version 2014.013. A lot of numbers, right? Daima DLC character pack 2. The more I think about it, it's a little underwhelming with no Super Saiyan 3 mini Daima Goku into Super Saiyan 4 transformation. no Tamagamis, no more customizations. They only added one stage. I don't want to be a downer, but I was actually expecting a little bit more with this one in particular. Like, this was the big one that was supposed to get people back on the game, and it will get people back on the game, but are they gonna stay on? Probably not, man. And if we have to wait all the way until Battle Hour, the middle of next year, to hear anything else about this game, I don't know, man. I don't know. We might be moving permanently to Squadra at this point. We'll see, though. Hopefully there are more updates and more support for this game leading up to Battle Hour, and then Battle Hour, maybe we'll get, you know, that season 2 announcement for the game, which I don't think we should have to wait another 7 months to hear about a season 2. But hey, it is what it is, man. I really wish that, you know, I'm not even gonna say that, never mind. That is gonna do it for the patch notes for this version of the game, the new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero patch notes for September 25th September 22nd, excuse me, 2025. Guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Some of these changes, you know, obviously we have the Demon World, first Demon World coming. The changes to single battle are pretty interesting. They're really trying to balance single battle, and I like to see that. I'm surprised there were no DP battle changes, and this last change down here, the fix to the on-screen UI just not being there, and then sometimes when it wasn't there, it would just crash the whole game. I'm really surprised that it took y'all this long to fix something like that. Something like that should have really been a hot fix, because this would ruin the game. But some of these other changes I do agree with, some I don't agree with. I think the paralyzing key blast change was, some people are probably happy about this. I feel like some characters should just have their funny little gimmicks. To me, it didn't really make a big deal. Not every character has this, and odds are, you know, maybe every 1 in 7-8 matches you'll run into that Glorio or that Cooler or something like that that will be able to do this to you and just take full advantage of it. But hey, I mean, you just move on to the next one, right? It's not really a big deal. But anyways, fellas, that is gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you think about the new patch notes down below in the comments. What changes are you looking forward to? The rank changes, the changes to the rank match system, those are pretty cool as well. Now there's a ranking for top 100 players globally, and top 100 for those characters, if I'm not mistaken, right? So that's gonna be pretty cool. Let me know what character you plan on grinding down below in the comments. Don't really know if I'm gonna participate in that, but I feel like that's really cool to have in the game now. But anyways, have a great day. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, my boys.